Welcome to Mission to Inspire, where we share life experiences in our careers, personal lives, society, culture, religion, finance, family, and much more. Meet your host, Shola Ajabadi, as she takes you on a ride to fuel your inspiration.
Hi everyone, welcome to Mission to Inspire. My name is Shola, and I'm joined here today by Charles J. Reed. Hi Charles, how are you?
I'm well, Shola. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on our show today. We're so happy to have you because this is one topic we've not really discussed on our talk show, so we're looking forward to this. Charles is a highly experienced certified public accountant and U.S. Tax Court Practitioner with a strong background in financial leadership. He is the founder of GetPayroll, a trusted company offering comprehensive payroll services, payroll tax services, and other payroll-related solutions since 1991. Wow! Geez, that's a long time. Oh my God, over 2 decades, going to 3.
Yep, it's been a while.
Yes, he is a respectable member of the Internal Revenue Service Advisory Council. He's got over 5 years, decades of expertise. He is an accomplished entrepreneur and also a senior executive across various industries. He's also an author of 4 books, so including his latest publication, which is the Payroll Book, a guide for small businesses and startups. So I'm just going to leave it there so that he can actually tell us more about himself, when he started, what he started, how he started, and how he can help us across the board. So before we dive into the interview itself, we want to know you better. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions, Charles.
Sure.
Okay, so there are this or that questions. So the first one is, do you prefer working on payroll services or payroll tax services? I know you do both, but which one do you prefer?
Taxes.
Okay. Are you more inclined towards financial leadership or entrepreneurial ventures? I know you do both.
I've gotten to the point where I prefer entrepreneurial ventures.
Okay, great. Do you find more fulfillment in writing books or providing financial industry services?
I like writing books.
Okay. Do you enjoy the challenges of working with small businesses or larger corporations?
Much prefer small business.
Okay. Are you more passionate about helping startups succeed or establish businesses strive?
Startups.
Startups. Okay. Thank you so much. We know you better now because the questions I've asked you, actually, the this or that are all that you do. So we wanted to know which one you preferred. So thank you so much for answering those questions. All right. So would you like to tell us a bit about yourself so that we
Sure.
can,
I'm a Midwestern boy. I grew up in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
After high school, I joined the United States Marine Corps, spent 4 years in service, 2 years overseas, including a combat tour in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, was stationed in Kansas City, met and married my wife. She was 10 years older than I was and had 5 children.
Wow.
I claim insanity, but we were married for 45 years before she passed.
Oh.
So it worked. When I got out of service, I realized that business did not value the experience I had gotten in service, even though I was a computer programmer and systems engineer. They didn't understand what the Marine Corps brought to the table, basically because none of them had been in the service.
Okay.
So I decided I'd go get my credentials, went to college, got my BBA, my MBA, sat for and passed my CPA exam while I was still in college.
Yeah.
Went to work for Texas Instruments. Spent 15 years in the corporate world, large companies, small companies, startups, turnarounds, all kinds of great experience. realized I was never going to get to the top because I didn't have the political skills. I was unwilling to stab people in the back and toss them off the ladder. So if I was going to run a company, it's going to have to be my own. So in 91, Ruth and I started our own business. And here we are 32 years later.
Wow, striving and helping others. Do you know how it is sometimes when the hand of destiny just turns things around for us? So yeah.
Oh yeah, believe me, the first time a bullet from an AK-47 went past my left ear, not my right ear, my left ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a moment of destiny, and I asked myself what the hell I was doing there.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh no! Oh no! We're glad that you're here.
I am too. Yeah. I'm glad I was 2 inches to the right.
Okay, so how can we contact you if we need to contact you, either for payroll services or purchase your book, or if we just want to, speak to you about financial services?
GetPayroll on the web. Okay. I'm at CJR at GetPayroll. And frankly, the office phone number is 972-353-0000.
Great. I'll put
if any of your listeners would like a copy of the book, if they go to the payrollbook.com,
yeah,
and enter the discount code podcast, we'll ship a free book as long as supplies last.
3 books.
Free book.
Wow, great. That would be great. I would like to have that link, and I'll put it in the show notes where we publish the show. That would be so nice. Thank you for that. So one last burning question. How did you go from 1,000 to 7 figures?
Hard work. Actually, we grew basically, from word of mouth in the beginning. Yeah. We did good work. We got referrals. Okay. I tried to do some marketing, which when I finally hired a marketing manager here about 6 years ago, as an entrepreneur, you wear all the hats in the beginning. Yeah. And as you get bigger, you start taking them off and putting them on other people. Mm-hmm. Well, I kept the marketing hat way too long. And when I finally decided to hire a marketing manager, because my time I no longer had enough time for it, mm-hmm. I realized after 2 weeks that I can't market my way out of a paper bag. Hmm. So I hired a marketing manager, and they did a wonderful job and have continued to get us to grow substantially over the last few years. And we're growing today. We had our best July in terms of sales that we've ever had. And August is starting out as well. And this is unusual because this is not our sales season. Mm. So our marketing has gone well, and that's allowed us to continue to grow and grow rapidly. But it all comes down to doing good work for your clients. If you don't do good work, you're not going to succeed. So, we believe in bending over backwards for our clients, mm-hmm. and doing whatever is necessary to get the job done and done right.
Right. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Startups, did you hear that? Marketing manager, who will have thought? Because as the director, the CEO, you think, okay, your startup, you're small, you can do everything, but just leveraging that marketing beat turned everything around. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. I've learned something new. Thank you so much. So now we go straight into the interview questions. We've got 4 questions for you. And what we're discussing today is actually the benefits of effective timekeeping, boosting productivity, efficiency, and success. So what strategies do we or can we implement to make the most of our time and increase productivity?
Well, there's 2 aspects of time. One is tracking the time of your employees. It's been studied, and if you don't have a good timekeeping system for your hourly employees, you are wasting about 10% of your labor cost. Right. Period. So you need to have good timekeeping. good time clocks or on the computer or whatever works for you. I recommend biometric wherever possible. Story, we had a major imaging center in Dallas, all professionals basically. And I recommended to Joanne that she replace their existing manual clock with a biometric clock. And she said, oh, we don't need to do that. I said, okay, Joanne, let's do this. Let's put a clock up, a camera up on the wall, a hidden camera pointed at the time clock. And let's watch it for a week and see what happens. At the end of a week, she fired 3 people for buddy punching, which is punching other people in or out.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out of 80 people, she fired 3 that she caught. Okay, this is not unusual. This is why I remember working at Colgate-Palmolive after I got out of the service before I went to college, and the supervisor stood by the clock and watched everybody punch in and punch out. And if you had to leave early or came late, they had to go turn the clock on for you to punch in.
Okay.
You couldn't just go to the machine and punch.
Yeah.
So yeah, timekeeping is extremely important. Then for you as an entrepreneur, time management is critical. Outsource the things you can outsource. That's why we're in business for payroll. It's not worth an entrepreneur's time or a small business person's time to do payroll. It just isn't worth it. It's cheap, and we're professionals at it. We can do it cheaper, faster, easier than you can, because you don't do it every day. We've got the equipment, the people, the software, the experience, the banking relationships, all the things that make it work.
Yeah.
We do it for a living. Why would you think you could do it better than we can or cheaper than we can? People still do, but you shouldn't. So only the first rule of time management for the entrepreneur is only do what only you can do. Those things you can delegate, delegate.
Right.
The things that only you can do, well, you do them, obviously.
Right.
So that's the first rule of time management, which leads to productivity. If your people are there and not ghosts, then they can work. And if you're working on the most important things, I think the old Schwab story is so appropriate there. The $25,000 idea, when he finally got to see the head of the steel company and said, I can, make things better. And they said, how much would it cost? So I said, I'll show you how to do this. And then you send me a check when you decide what it's worth. This is back in the 1930s.
Yeah.
He said, okay, write a list of all the things you have to do. Now prioritize them. Now work on the first one until you can't work on it anymore. Then go to the second one.
Yeah. Yeah.
After a week, you sent him a check for $10,000, which would be the equivalent of a couple $100,000 today, because that's how valuable that trick of time management was. That made him much more productive, because you're working on the most important thing first.
Right.
The least important thing, well, if you ever get to it, fine. If not, it's not that important, right?
Yes, you're very right. So there are 2 things we need to look out for there: timekeeping for the employees and time management for the entrepreneur as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God. The next question: how can we create a daily routine that maximizes productivity and aligns with our goals?
Start out with a to-do list. Again, that's what we just talked about. Every morning, make a to-do list.
The to-do list.
Or the night before is even better. Make a to-do list of what you need to do tomorrow and prioritize it. And then when you come in, start working on the first thing. That'll make you far more productive. It'll give you a routine to follow. Check your emails no more than twice a day. Check them in the morning. Check them when you come back from lunch. Those that come in the afternoon, check them in the morning. If you want to make a third time, that's fine. Once you've checked them that last time for the day, don't worry about them. If it's critically important, they'll pick up the phone. Okay. Focus on your work. Don't let interruptions happen. Tell your staff that you're not taking phone calls from 9 to noon. Just take messages. Work on things that are important. Don't get interrupted with nonsense and time wasters and time interrupters. If you need time to work on a project, schedule that time and work on it. Don't get distracted by minutia.
Wow. Thank you so much. So that advice that you're giving us actually takes a lot of discipline, to be honest, and our mindsets as well, because writing the list and to-do lists and prioritizing for some people is hard work.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, if you do it every day for a month, it'll become second nature.
That is true. That is true. Wow.
Habits. Make it a habit.
Habits. Yeah. It's true. Habits. Thank you for that. Thank you. How can we then how can efficient time management help reduce stress and create a better work-life balance?
Well, first of all, for entrepreneurs in the beginning, there is no work-life balance. It's all work. We've all been there. Once you've gotten established, you can build some balance. But that's what your to-do list is. On my to-do list, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday mornings, I work out. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday morning, I work out. Period. That's part of my schedule. Okay. I schedule dinners. I schedule dates. I schedule other activities. I play a poker tournament every Saturday. It's scheduled in. It's part of my routine. I schedule my balance. I schedule things other than work. That's part of your to-do list. That's part of your daily schedule. You put those in place, and then you don't get consumed by, oh, I've got to keep working on this. No, I've got a dinner date. I've got a workout. I've got this. I've got that. You schedule those in. You make those part of your routine, and then they'll happen. If you don't, work can easily consume you.
Wow. Thank you so much for that word of advice. Lastly, any inspiration and advice for our viewers out there today?
Yeah, two things that I truly believe in. First one, in dealing with customers, there is never a traffic jam on the extra mile. Go the extra mile for your customers. Go the extra mile for your employees. Most companies won't. You will stand out. You will develop loyalty. You will develop respect. And believe me, loyal clients are much more important than happy clients, because a happy client can get upset. A loyal client won't leave you even if they get upset. Okay. So loyalty in your clients and in your employees is critical. The next one for the entrepreneur, I stole this one from Bill Gates before he got a little weird. People will overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and underestimate what they can accomplish in a decade. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Business is not a sprint. You're not going to be that unicorn. You're not going to turn into a billionaire this year, but over the next 10 years, you'll be amazed at what you can actually do and succeed with. It's a marathon. Work at it every day, every week, every month, every year. What we've done in 30 years is incredible. Okay. I thought we did pretty well the first year, but what we've done in 30 is just fabulous. Wow. So it's a marathon. Don't take the long term, take the long view. Don't expect everything to happen today, because it's not going to.
Not going to happen today. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've learned so much from you. And if we actually wanted your service, is it just in the US or are you worldwide?
We're in the US, but we do handle foreign companies that have US subsidiaries.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. We'll put Charles's social media handle in the show notes and description. So anyone that wants to contact him, please feel free to contact him. Thank you so much, Charles, and that's it. Thank you for coming on our show today.
Been my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Bye, everyone. Goodbye from me and from Charles.
Thank you for joining us today on Mission to Inspire. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Like, comment, leave a message. Let's stay connected. Let's jointly inspire the world.